Tuesday Night Live. I am your host, Matt Manero, and tonight I got a little fire in the belly. I got a little frustration, and I hope to help you with some of your frustration tonight, which might be connected to your money situation. Because the reality is I'm so sick and freaking tired of hearing people bitch and moan and whine about their money situation, but they really don't have the balls to do anything about it. That's the topic tonight. We're talking about your money and how you go out and you make more of it. I don't care whether you work for yourself or you work for somebody else. Tonight, I'm going to show you how you go make more money. And I hope you're beginning to share that same level of frustration that I am, because I'm seeing the weakness all over the place. I'm seeing this mindset of lack of value creation and all around me, and yet I still don't see tough and nasty and gritty and go get their piece of the American pie. So tonight, I'm going to show you how. And it comes right out of my book, You Need More Money. I appreciate you guys jumping on tonight. I am your host, Matt Manero. On Facebook, thank you. I want to welcome some people. Aaron on the board tonight. Rico on the board tonight. Blake on the board. George on the board. Jason on the board. Jimbo Carroll. Dan on the board. Justin on the board. I appreciate you guys for being on the event tonight. I'm happy to see you guys. I'm happy to have you here and be part of tonight's stream on Instagram. If you want to be on the stream, I'm happy to bring you on the stream tonight. But I just want you to tell me what it is that you want to talk about. I want to have an idea of what it is you want to talk about, and then I'm happy to share my stream with you. There is no question off limits. But tonight's topic is, how the hell do you make more money? And I believe there is one way to do it. First thing, it comes right out of the book, You Need More Money, available on Amazon. You're crazy if you haven't bought this book. If you won't spend $16 to get your money situation right, the reality is you should probably get off the stream. You should probably just punt on making more money. If you won't spend $16 to go get your money right through this book, I read the audio program as well. You can get it on Audible. That's up to you. What a mistake. For those of you who push $15 away and don't want to get better, it's absolutely a huge mistake. Here's how you make more money. And the first concept, it's so freaking simple, but so difficult for people to do. You have to bring me value. You have to bring me value greater than I pay you. That's the deal. If you aren't making more money, there is simply one reason why. You aren't bringing enough value to the situation. You think you might be, but if the cash register is not ringing with more tokens, if it ain't spitting out more cash in your direction, it's for one reason and one reason only. You are not bringing enough value to the situation, to your boss, to your client, to your coworkers, to your spouse, to your children, to the marketplace, to your church, to your community, to your friends. If you're short in those areas, it is because you are not driving enough value. When value cranks up, you will get paid. It's just that simple. So stop blaming your boss and stop blaming your spouse and stop blaming your circumstances for your money situation. You are the person who is in charge and at fault. Now, if you're making plenty of money, guess what? You are also the person that can pat yourself on the back and give yourself a little bit of attaboy. Because if the marketplace is spitting out the tokens in your direction, if the marketplace is rewarding you financially, emotionally, relationship-wise, it means that you are a value producer versus a value taker. And the reality is, I see value takers everywhere. Everywhere I go, I see people want something and not having to do the work for it. And here's the deal. So many people think it's a millennial thing. That is such total bullshit. It has absolutely nothing to do with 22, 24, 28-year-olds. It's such a shame that we've been allowed to blame millennials to be this lazy workforce. It's total bullshit. Dude, I promise you, I know more 50-year-old lazy asses than I know 25-year-old lazy asses. Millennials want to work. They want to produce. They want their piece of the American pie. It's the 40 or 50 or 60-year-olds who have given up. Those are the ones who you got to watch out for. Those are the ones who suck value from the situation and have yet to learn how to produce greater value to eventually get paid for it. I challenge you to absolutely hear what I'm saying to you tonight, that the reason you're not making more money is because you're not bringing enough value to the situation. And that might even mean to your own mindset, that you're not bringing enough value to yourself. You're not feeding into stuff. You're not learning enough. You're not skilling up enough. You're not working hard enough. You're not getting better enough. And therefore, you ain't even bringing value to yourself. Dude, I know what I'm talking about, man. I lived it. I lived in a taking environment. The only thing I can say that I never took for granted was my ability to deliver service and bust my ass to earn my nickels. I remember, I talk about it on the most recent podcast episode, HB406, you're a good guy, and thank you, dude. Hit the gym. Bang it up. Bang it up. Great to see you, man. Great to have you on the stream tonight. I appreciate you. For the rest of you being on the stream again, I want to thank you. I just want to get that message off my chest of this thing that says, if you're not getting what you want, the reason you're not getting it is because you're not bringing enough value. Period. End of story. I'm going to walk you through in my book a couple ways that you can get a raise. I'm going to walk you through a quick process tonight, but I want to give some shout outs to people who are on. My man Jimbo Carroll is collecting tokens. Christopher, welcome aboard. Blake is saying that he's gone from, I'm not exactly sure what you started with, Blake, but a big increase in your income after reading You Need More Money. Dude, that's awesome. Maria says she ordered the book on Amazon. Congratulations. That's awesome. Full Auto says, if it's easy to replace you, it's hard to pay you. Dude, that's a good quote. I like that quote. Maravik Kim just joined on Facebook. Thank you. My friend Jeremy Clay just joined. Thank you. For those of you on Instagram, if you guys have questions, fire off your questions. Whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm happy to help you. This is our time together. This is the tribe that we are building of like-minded people who want to go from this stage in their life to this stage in their life. And I'd like to be the guy that helps you with it. My name is Matt Manero. For those of you who do not know me, I'm the author of 2 books. This book, You Need More Money, available on Amazon. This book, The Grit, 2 very important topics in my life. But the other piece of the puzzle is I started a company from nothing 23 years ago, and with the help of an amazing staff and a group of friends and teammates, our company did $158 million last year, and we finance trucks. The name of the company is called Commercial Fleet Financing, CFF nationwide on the internet, or just type in Matt Manero and you'll see it. The message for tonight is, how do you make more money? Everybody wants to make more money. Everybody needs more money. Any person that tells me they don't need more money is absolutely clueless. And the reason we need more money is because we literally do not know what's coming around the corner that we cannot see. We cannot see when planes hit skyscrapers. We cannot see when China wants to get into the marketplace. We cannot see when the government changes regulations that whacks out your business model. By the way, you might be a federal employee and you think you got it cush, and then what happens? There's a fight over a wall, the government shuts down, and people ain't getting paid. But you thought you were going to get paid, right? In fact, you gave up your entrepreneurial career. You didn't take that risk. You went and worked for the government, and now what do they do to reward you? they shut the damn thing down and don't issue paychecks to your ass. It's crazy what's going on out there. You have no idea where the next right hook is going to come and punch you in the face. So don't tell me that you got enough money. Don't tell me that you're okay. Don't tell me that you've got $5,000 in the bank or $8,000 in the bank. Dude, if you don't got 6-figure plus, you got no money. I've told you this before. Life begins when you earn $150,000 a year. Life gets better when you earn $250,000, and life gets real good when you make $500,000. Those are the numbers. That's how it plays out. Put yourself in a position to get there. And don't stop until you do, period. Figure out what the scoreboard is and do not stop until the score on the scoreboard is what you want it to be. The problem is most people do it way too damn early. They just back off, man. Yeah, man, I started from nothing, dude. I was going paycheck to paycheck. And now guess what? I could go 4 paychecks before my ass would be broke. Dude, why are you stopping? You got to go for years, man, to stack and rack cash. I talk about it in this book. This book is not about investment strategies. It's not about where to put your 401k money. This is about real life story that happened to my family and how I and my wife were in a financial position to help my wife's brother, a loved one of ours, and help him when he needed help. When he got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. He ended up passing away. It's my wife's only brother. It's a very unfortunate story, but it is the truth. And that's the way it is, man. That's the way it plays out. So let me get into the strategy of it while we take some questions. I'm going to read it right out of the book, my process of how you actually go about making more money. In the book, I say, get a raise in a week. Get a raise in a week is the chapter towards the end of the book. I'm going to hit a couple questions right now, and if you guys want a couple questions, I'm happy to help you out. When is a good time to stop working for someone and to start working for yourself? Dude, why would you want to stop working for someone? I talked about this on one of the streams the other night. The guy's name is Steve Ballmer, the owner of the LA Clippers, as somebody popped in and said that's it. But what they don't realize is that Steve Ballmer was the number 30 employee at Microsoft. He was down the hall from Bill Gates at Harvard. Steve Ballmer's worth $40 billion. Steve Ballmer didn't start Microsoft. He was the 30th employee. The company was doing $2.5 million in revenue. When Steve Ballmer left as the CEO, the company was doing $21 billion in profit. Dude, you don't got to be in business for yourself. That's the scapegoat. People think that they have to be in business for themselves. Dude, there are so many people who are the vice president or the executive vice president or the senior vice president working underneath an umbrella, getting paid. And there are millions, tens of millions of business owners who have this shitty shingle hung out and they say to themselves, oh my God, I can't believe I got to go to that shitty place I call my job, which is actually the company I own. And they do it day after day after day after day in a miserable existence. So I just want you to understand, dude, that there is so little glamour in being in business for yourself. Most people should work for someone else. Get great working for someone else before you ever think about going into business for yourself. So on that note, let's talk about how do you get this raise in a week, right? How do you make it happen? How do you make more money? Whether you're employed by a company or you're an employer, this is how you do it. The first thing you got to do is know your value. How much money have you made the company? You can do that in 2 ways. You can generate money through sales, or you can generate money through expense reduction. It's only 2 ways. Look, being a good person and taking out the trash and sweeping up the leaves in the front, dude, that don't matter. You got to make your value proposition to the organization by either 1, driving revenue, or 2, driving expenses down to create more net profit. But once you do that, you should start to take stock in yourself. You should start to remember, what am I doing? How am I driving this value? What am I doing to the organization that would justify leveraging more money in my ask? Which then takes me to the next step here. Again, this is coming right out of my book, You Need More Money, available on Amazon. The next piece of the puzzle is you got to build ammo. You have to literally do what my friend Bethany Williams calls preparing your annual report. What can you present that justifies your value proposition? What cases can you cite? What examples can you deliver to your superiors to justify what you've done to bring value to the organization? You need to tell them that. You need to prepare what I call your annual report. And in that annual report, it could literally be a 2, 3, 4, 5-page presentation. You need to know your numbers. What did you generate? I brought in $500,000 worth of sales. Great, but it's not just to say that, because you understand that it costs money to operate the office, right? And you got paid off of that, whether it was through base salary or commissions. And there's taxes that have to be paid, and utilities that have to be paid, and support people that have to be paid, and trucks that have to be used to deliver the stuff that you sold, and all the other expenses that go along with it. So you can't just look at the top line number. You got to know your numbers to know the bottom line number of what you actually generated net income for that business. Now, you may not know the tax implications of it, but you can't just say, oh my God, I generated $1 million. Really? But it cost $950,000 to generate that $1 million. So the company made $50,000 and you think your shit don't stink. Know your numbers. The next, number 4, you got to have some testimonials. Have some reviews on Google or Facebook or from customers on their letterhead telling your superiors how incredible you are and what amazing work that you've done for them and how they value your relationship and your talents and your skills. And then the last thing is you got to know how much money you want to ask for. What are you worth? If you're making 50 G's a year and you want to make 150,000, go for it. Ask them and then wait for the answer. And the answer is going to be one of two things. The answer is going to be like, are you out of your freaking mind? You're not worth $51,000, dude, let alone 150,000. You got some balls to ask for that. Or maybe they say, you know what? I think you're absolutely worth that kind of money. You're so valuable to our organization, but we literally cannot pay you. They may not be able to pay you for a couple of reasons. One, the company doesn't have the profits. That's totally legit. Or maybe politically, it's just so wrong for them to give someone a bump from 50 to 150, right? And that it would just upset the apple cart and it would blow out all HR structure in that organization. That is legitimate as well. But neither of those situations stop you from getting your piece of the American pie. Because if you know your value and you can justify it by having your ammunition and you put together your annual report and you know your numbers and you have testimonials, you have the ability to leverage that for more money. And if your current employer cannot give it to you, it is perfectly fine for you to go out and find another position that delivers what it is that you want and leave your employer to go get it. Never quit a job without another job. Let's not be crazy about that. Now, what happens if you're in business for yourself, though, huh? Hold on, man. I need more money, man. My wife's coming after me. My wife's telling me, hey, Johnny boy, how was it?
Couldn't have been a better practice.
Oh, man, good for you.
Maybe
Come say hi.
I didn't do
This is my Johnny boy, everybody. My oldest son right here. This kid's something else.
this.
So it was a good first night of lacrosse practice with the new coach.
It's very good. I don't know if skills were a little lacking,
A little
but we were all
rusty?
skills right. But I don't know. Everybody's talking about the coach.
Oh.
Best coach.
Oh,
Love
man.
it.
Dude, he was
Absolutely
pretty
love it.
intense, man. I saw him. He was down, like, lifting his...
That was you that came?
Yeah, Juicy and I were there.
Okay,
for a
okay.
little
I
bit,
thought
yeah.
so. I went to go.
We went and shot guns. We went and shot 308s.
Bam!
All right, let's get back to it. Johnny boy, will you close that door?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. My favorite part of the value proposition of how you make more money. Here's my favorite part. Because now you're the boss, right? You're in business for yourself. And your wife's like, hey, man, hey, I had a little too much of that pain. Remember when you had the good job and we didn't have to worry about your paychecks on Friday? We always knew the money was going to be there. The check was always going to clear. Like I never had to worry about stuff. Well, now all of a sudden, now that you're the boss, I'm starting to shit my pants. I'm starting to get a little worried about this, man. How's this thing going to play out? Like, you told me it was going to be worth it. And, you know, we're a few years into this thing called your business, and it's just not quite working out. But you need more money, man, right? I mean, you need to get more money. You're like, I need more money. I was making more money working for somebody else than I am working for myself. Like, this entrepreneurial thing isn't working out for me, man. You got to go into the books and you got to give yourself a raise. You got to go into your accountant or your controller or your bookkeeper and you got to say, it's time for me to get a raise. Or if you don't have an accountant or a bookkeeper, you got to go into your own accounting system and tell it, even though you're the bookkeeper and the accountant and all that sort of stuff, you're going to tell it, I'm getting a raise. And you know what that system's going to spit back at you? Dude, you ain't getting a raise. There's no money to give you a raise. Are you crazy? And that's going to be the fucking wake-up call that you need. That's going to be the wake-up call as the entrepreneur that says, stop messing around with this thing called the American dream and my potential. How do I get my hands on more freaking money? What am I going to do? Because the system can't spit out the tokens that I need. I can't deliver on the promises that I made to the people that I love. I can't hire more people. I can't scale. So you know what you got to do? It's the marketplace telling you you're not bringing enough freaking value. So you got to go back to the drawing board and you got to clean it off and you got to re-whiteboard the whole damn thing. And you probably are going to have to work at least another 20 hours a week. That should probably put you to 70 or 80 hours a week. Oh my God, 70, 80 hours a week. Dude, I worked a decade of 80-hour weeks. It's the only reason we made it. Warner E on Instagram sent me that you want to jump in on the stream. I'm happy to bring you in, but I absolutely need you to tell me what it is you want to talk about. If I like the topic, I'm happy to bring you in. There is no question off limits. If somebody wants to put a question in their comment, I'll answer anything if I get to it, if I don't miss it. But if you want to be on the stream, I want to know what you want to talk about. Let's keep rocking and rolling on this final piece. If you are the boss and you don't have a boss to go to ask about making more money, you must go to your QuickBooks account or your accountant or your bookkeeper and you need to say, I need a raise. And the system is going to tell you the answer. And if the answer is there's no money, then you've got the answer you have. You ain't bringing enough value, which hopefully brings this whole topic tonight back around track of why you don't have enough money, because you ain't bringing enough value to the marketplace. All of it is in this book. You Need More Money on Amazon. Doggone it, you ought to go buy the book and pop up in the comment section and do me a solid and tell me that you bought the doggone book, man. Hook me up. All right. Again, let's fire up questions, whatever you got. Blake says, how do you bring more value? Dude, didn't I just tell you? I just told you, man, how to bring more value, dude. I just walked you through the whole process. You do more than your check is worth. I'll give you a perfect example, Blake. My friend Blake, who I've helped already double or triple his income. I love you for that comment. Let me tell you a perfect example. I was 14 years old. It was my first real job. I was mowing lawns and shoveling snow, walking dogs, all that sort of stuff. Literally from 7 or 8 years old. I remember that. But this is my first job where I got a check. And I took a job in the restaurant, in one of the restaurants in my town. And the restaurant was starting to serve Sunday brunch. And they hired me to be the pancake guy, to work on the line, as you call it in the restaurant business, right? Where the cooks are. And so I showed up on Sunday morning and the owner happened to be one of the chefs there. And he's like, hey kid, go in the storage closet and get that griddle. I knew what a griddle was. My mother had cooked on a griddle. So I went in the storage closet and in the back, the most filthiest, disgusting griddle you could possibly imagine was in that thing. Just dripping with grease and bugs on it. It hadn't been used in years. And I did what the guy said. I took the griddle out and he told me where to go on the line, which is all the way down on the end. I put the griddle out and my job for Sunday brunch was to make pancakes. That was my job. When the order for pancakes came in, I was supposed to put it on the griddle, flip the pancakes, put it up, and the waiter would take the pancakes out to the people. The line starts getting pounded with brunch. Eggs Benedict, custom omelets, just getting pounded. The three guys down at the other side of the line, they're starting to sweat. They're going crazy. The orders are coming in. No one is ordering pancakes. And I'm like sitting there, just twiddling my thumbs. And I'm looking at this disgusting, filthy griddle. And something popped in me instantaneously and said, you know what, man? I'm going to clean this griddle. I'm going to bring value to the situation. I'm going to earn my freaking paycheck. If my paycheck is based on flipping pancakes, and I'm not making pancakes, I'm still going to earn my check. And so I started getting the steel wool out, and I started scraping down that disgusting grease. And within maybe an hour or so, that grill was perfect. It looked like it had just come out of the showroom. And I remember the owner of the restaurant screaming out to the waiters and to the other people on the other side of the line, saying, would somebody please order goddamn pancakes? All this kid's doing at the end of the line is scrubbing this damn grill clean. And I said, yeah, man, you're right. That's exactly what I'm doing, man. I'm earning my check. And he recognized it. And although he didn't necessarily say it in the right way, it stuck with me forever. Bring more value than your paycheck. I could have sat there at that griddle and done nothing and been perfectly legitimate in getting a paycheck. In fact, I could have been a blamer. Talk about it in this book, The Blamer Mindset. I could have been like, dude, I'm just waiting on somebody to make pancakes. I mean, I'm just, what am I supposed to do? Dude, you're supposed to clean the damn filthy grill, dude. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to bring value to the organization. You're supposed to pay for your damn check. That's what you're supposed to do. That's how you start to make more scratch. Bring more value to the situation. Let's go to questions. My friend Jimbo Carroll says he's on the third reading of You Need More Money. Dude, that's awesome. I love that. I love that. This book's available on Amazon, by the way. If you won't spend $15 to improve your money situation, I have no idea what you're doing on this stream. It's absolutely insane to me that if you are on this stream and getting value from it and you haven't bought this book, I don't know what else I can do to help you. It's $15 on Amazon. My God, you'll get value in it in the first few minutes. Again, anybody with questions, I'm happy to jump on. I'm happy to answer anything that you guys want to talk about. Jimbo Carroll says, how old was he? I think what you mean in that story, and I was 14 years old at the Black Goose Grill in Connecticut, my home state of Connecticut. But anyway, guys, if we don't have any more questions, I hope tonight was valuable. A couple real takeaways for you. I want you to get the doggone book, but I love how my friend Brad Lee says it. He says, I can save you from drowning, but you got to swim to me, right? Isn't that a beautiful one? Dude, I can save you from your money situation. I can make you more money, but shit, you got to spend $15, all right? The other thing is, if you really like this real talk, listen to my podcast, the You Need More Money podcast. And then if you really want to elevate and you really want to get to next level in your money situation and in your business situation, and in all frankness, in the higher altitude of mindset, I want you to come to my BFS, my Business Finishing School event in Dallas. Go to bfssummit.com. I'm done with the MAT 400, but I will do a MAT 100 for you tonight. Capital MATT 100. You get $100 off the ticket. I would love to see you here in Dallas, Texas, February 22, 23, and 24. Joe says, would the book be useful for a college student? Dude, this book is useful for anybody. This book, my kids get value from this, and they're 17, 14, and 13. This book works for anybody at any age. iTrueKen says, everyone needs to read both of the books. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you for saying that. I would never have put my effort on this book if it wasn't fantastic. And I got paid a nice advance for this, and I would have never taken a nickel for it if I didn't deliver incredible value for the publisher and for the audience, which I did. It's a kick-ass book. If you won't spend $15, you just probably shouldn't be on the stream anymore, my brother. If you ain't willing to, to reach for the lifeline that I'm sending you, I don't know what else I could tell you. But those are the takeaways for tonight, guys. I hope it was valuable. I know it was, and I just hope it's starting to register with some of you that one of the key components to success is the ability to say that you're going to do something and that you do it. That's why I'm doing these lives every night. But there is a trade-off for me. I hope it opens up your mind. I hope it allows you to learn and maybe help others. I hope it expands my audience through likes and shares. And then I hope I get the chance to see you in Dallas at my event, the BFS Summit, Business Finishing School Summit, bfssummit.com in Dallas, Texas. Go to bfssummit.com and I'll give you the discount code. I'm done with the MAT 400. The only code I got for you tonight is MAT, M-A-T-T, capital M-A-T-T 100, and you can save $100 off the ticket price. But so let's see. Werner says, can you please save this live so I can show my family? I do not know how to save a live on Instagram. You can follow me over on Facebook. Go to Matt Manero on Facebook and you can watch this because I dual stream it on both my Instagram account and on my Facebook account. Okay. Rico, thank you for your support. And thank you, Jimbo. Thank you, Blake. Ron Lynch, thank you for joining. Black Pearl Woodworks, thank you for saying it's a good talk, dude. I appreciate it. Pleasure to meet you. And that's it, guys. We done for tonight, but I hope it was valuable for you guys. And let me know what else I can help you. Maybe tomorrow you guys can send me, maybe you can DM me with a couple ideas of what you'd like to talk about tomorrow, things that are really pressing in your world, in your life, and in your business. And let me help you with that, okay? All right, peace out, everybody. Take care.